Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the fire signs Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and their twin flame connection. Twins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. It truly helps the channel. Fire signs, it is really raining outside my window right behind the camera, so you may hear some rainfall and cars driving by, so I apologize for that sound in advance, but it kind of sets the mood. So I assume that I am speaking to twins who are in separation from their counterpart at this time. If you're not sure, if you're in a twin flame connection or you don't know what it is, please watch the videos that have been posted. People explain it in great detail. But for our purposes today, I will let you know that it's the idea of one soul being shared by two people. So one soul in two bodies. There's always a runner and a chaser dynamic. And after each of those people have come through a spiritual awakening, then the idea is that they will be divinely reunited. And it's very truncated explanation. The longer version of that is that it is the most trying, testing, most harrowing experience a person can have, in my opinion. I've been through a lot of crazy, traumatic things, things that would just really shock people, but hands down, the twin flame dynamic has tested me to the very core of my humanity. And so that was a little dramatic, but that's exactly how I feel. So I wanted to make these twin flame readings for my viewers and beyond to try and help people understand what it is that they're dealing with, going through, feeling confused about. Is the point of the twin flame connection to reunite? For some people, that's not what they want. Sometimes it's too late, that our twin has disappointed us, let us down, abandoned us out of their own fear and insecurity. And some people cannot forgive that. Some people don't want to. And that's absolutely your choice. You don't have to be with your twin. But this reading is meant to kind of shed some light on the temperature of what's going on with your twin at this time, with yourself in the dynamic. I did a mini meditation before the reading, before the camera turned on. And I saw a stage, walking along a path up to a stage where you become a part of the show. And then I wrote, have you lost yourself? Have you become a part of the show? And you don't remember who you are anymore because you feel as though you're just an actor on a stage. That's what I wrote. I'm sure some of you can identify with this, because sometimes the twin flame connection can be the twin flame dynamic can be very taxing, and you almost don't understand why or how or why anyone would sign up for something like this. Why would anybody voluntarily sign up for something that would test everything that they stood for, right? The idea is that in separation from your twin, you discover yourself, your spiritual gifts, you ascend spiritually, and you share those gifts with the world. And I always talk about it, and I always want to make it clear that, like, some people's spiritual gifts do not actually even involve, like, a giving to other people. Sometimes it's you just being yourself and happy and in high vibration, which is a gift in and of itself to the world, because it means that every person you meet, you will share a part of your happiness with them through kindness, through generosity, through friendly advice, through a helping hand, right? It doesn't mean that, like, I'm talking about, you know, spiritual gifts and like you're sacrificing your whole life in service of others. It could be, but it isn't always that, you know? So I just want to make that clear, that whatever your spiritual gifts are, if you're in separation, it's best to use this time wisely to focus completely on yourself. Because the more we focus on our twin, the less we focus on ourselves, and we delay our progress. So I'm going to be using 3 decks for this reading. I'm going to pull 1 card for the overall energy from the Starseed Oracle. 4 cards from the Oracle of Mystical Moments, and 4 cards from the Tarot of Mystical Moments. These are made by the same author and illustrator. So, twins, I hope you are well. Spirit, what do you have for fire sign twin flames? Thank you. The card is Hyriath, longing for home, homesick for the stars. You could be of starseed energy. Take it as it resonates. I've been told that I come from the Pleiades, or the Pleiades, however you pronounce it, the Pleiades. We have starseed families, right? Especially twin souls. Twin souls are eternal, right? So I was telling the water signs in their twin flame reading that the Earth School, right? We kind of have a contract, a life blueprint with our twin and spirit, that we're going to come to the Earth realm and like live a life, have some experiences, maybe a few lives, few experiences. And sometimes those experiences are absolutely harrowing. And you think, why would I ever sign up for this? Why would I ever sign up for this sometimes torturous experience of being separated by the person that I love most in the world? Why? And if you think about it, right, you're always connected to your twin energetically. They always can feel you. You can always feel them. You are together, even in physical separation. You're together in energetic connection. But we're just in a blip right now of cosmic time. It's the blink of an eye. So when you put it like that, it's almost like you don't have time to waste on anybody, even if it's your twin. You have a life to live, a full, beautiful life to live. But there is this sense of longing, absolutely. Homesick for the stars. So you could be speaking to your starseed family at this time. You could be meditating in frequency to connect with them. So I'm going to pull 4 cards from the Oracle of Mystical Moments. Look at this. I can't even make this up. Home in the Sky. This is a different deck. I mean, thank you, Spirit. What an amazing synchronicity. That's the first card out. Well, technically the second, but Home in the Sky. Number 41, which reduces to a 5. The Hierophant energy in the Major Arcana. 5s are always really problematic. They're very in between. It's a transitionary period. Home in the Sky. I can't even get over it. Okay, so let me just pull the rest of the cards before I just like fangirl over Spirit and what Spirit does in these readings for me and for all of you. Interesting. Beautiful. All right. All right. What's interesting is I mistakenly pulled 4 extra cards from the Oracle. I didn't mean to do that. So you'll have 8 Oracle cards. And I will pull clarifiers from the tarot. I don't know why I did that. I didn't do that in water signs, so it was meant for you. Let's start with, so the first 2 cards are your energy. The second 2 are your counterparts. Feel free to flip the energies as twins mirror energy. The third is the connection, and the fourth is advice from spirit. The first 2 cards you got, as you saw, home in the sky and liberty. Liberty, number 2. In the major arcana, that is the High Priestess card. Someone who sits at the veil between worlds, Piscean energy. Very, very psychic. It's almost as if her hair is like an antenna up to the sky, up to the heavens. You know, honestly, she looks like she's floating on clouds in a way. Lots of air energy. So you could have air placements in prominent placements in your chart. This absolutely is in keeping with what came out for you in the beginning, that there is, maybe you're astral projecting as well. Maybe you're traveling in your dreams or in your astral realms to see your starseed family, to get guidance, to have understanding that it could be, you could be going through it right now. The question that I asked in the mini meditation, have you lost yourself? Have you lost yourself? You could be feeling a sense of mistaken identity, is what I just heard. You know how sometimes, I don't know if you've ever done this exercise, but Spirit is showing me. When I was in college, I was a fine arts major. I studied photography. And one of the classes in my freshman year, or my sophomore year, the teacher asked us to take a self-portrait. So I wouldn't say I was the most creative artist, but so I kind of went home and I took the camera, which was a manual camera at that time. We did not have digital back in my day in college. And I looked in the mirror to try and take a picture of myself. I ended up taking a picture of myself in a computer monitor, and then got really depressed in the critique of that class. And then, anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I looked in the mirror, like I dead stared in the mirror, I want to say for like 4 or 5 minutes. And have you ever done that? Have you ever just looked at yourself, not to put on makeup or fix your facial hair or your, do whatever it is that you do in the mirror? I'm not talking about that. Just absolutely just looked and tried to bore a hole into your own soul. It is very, very disconcerting that there's some part of me when I was 20 years old, 19, 20 years old, I looked in that mirror and I knew even then, this was way before, I just had my spiritual awakening a few years ago, so it's like way before my spiritual awakening, that what I was looking at, the person, my meat suit, did not match what was happening inside. My outside does not match my soul. I felt that through and through and through. I don't think about it as much anymore, but it's almost like I was looking at my soul, the starseed person in me, I don't know. But I had an absolutely existential crisis in my dorm room, sophomore year, looking at myself in the mirror. And, I don't mean to laugh at it. It's like really funny in hindsight, but like in that moment, I think I probably started crying. I just felt really lost and misunderstood. And you could be feeling that right now. Longing for something that feels familiar. Something that you've understood for a billion years, or since the dawn of time. Right? And wishing to approach that kind of freedom again. Right? This is difficult. This is difficult energy. It makes me a little, it's melancholy, that's for sure. It's the energy that you're in at the moment. Especially, it's like, if it looks anything like this, why wouldn't anybody want to go to that? But we're here in the Earth School, and Spirit, even your Spirit, your Starseed family, want you to have this experience. The Hermit card. You are going through your dark night of the soul. And if you have already gone through a dark night of the soul, you're probably going through another dark night of the soul. The Hermit card is the number 9 in the major arcana. Virgo energy. And it talks about taking ourselves out of civilized society, retreating within, asking ourselves the hard questions, looking at ourselves in the mirror, questioning what are we looking at, who is looking back at us, questioning why we're here, what we're meant to do, questioning why we had to experience the traumas that we did, questioning why we still feel so much pain from things in our past, and then working through all of that to heal. That's the Hermit energy. And that's what you're in right now. It's beautiful. It's the worst because it's, you know, brings you to your knees. But once you get up off the floor, and you will, it's like Spirit is gonna download everything to you. You're gonna walk out of your house and you're gonna see the world in a completely different way, a way that you will not be able to turn back from. It's like when Neo woke up in the Nebuchadnezzar in the Matrix, like he got dismantled from the Matrix and he woke up in the real world, which was harsh. It was harsh realities, harsh truths, but he couldn't go back. And Morpheus in that movie, the other character, says, if you could go back, would you really want to? And that's the thing. You know, you don't necessarily want to relive the dark night of the soul because it's painful. But when you get through it, oh my God, the rewards. Understanding what you're meant to do here. It's like, and the closeness that you feel to your spirit guides, your ancestors, spirit itself. There's really nothing that can replace that. And understanding with a full heart that your twin is right by your side energetically, cheering you on. That's a crazy thought, right? Because they may be driving you nuts in the material world, but in the 5D, they are your biggest champion and you are theirs. What is your person going through, your divine counterpart? Number 39. My home is my castle. They are really rooted. They're not where you are. Where, you know, your home is in the sky with your starseed family, with your spirit guides, in your meditations. My home is my castle feels very much rooted in the material world. Your divine counterpart could be very concerned with 3D concerns like money, finances, stability, things like that. Building their empire, It's all that they have on their mind, right? And yet, Spirit just gave this to me, and yet there's still a part of them that wants to reach out to you and give you a piece of it. It's almost like they're reserving that piece just for you. But it's like they don't know where you are. They don't know where you are. They don't know how to offer it. They don't know how to offer this to you. It's almost like they're building up this empire for you, but at this time, all that they can offer is something small. Number 20, under my umbrella. This came out for the water signs. Anytime you see an umbrella in tarot or in a reading, this is an oracle card, it can represent protection from Spirit. So Spirit knows exactly where they are and what they're doing and is guiding them on your behalf. Because right now you're going through it yourself. It's almost like, I don't have time to think about your insecurity when I have my own to deal with, right? When I feel this sense of longing and I don't even know what I'm longing for. Longing for home, Spirit. When I channel messages, we all channel messages, by the way. It's just whether or not you realize you're channeling something, but when I channel messages, Spirit gives me imagery from my own life, of course. It's the Rolodex in my head. It's the alphabet that I can use to communicate to you. So this kind of longing for home, I am reminded of something that my twin said to me kind of early on in our relationship. He traveled a lot and he was just very transient. And he once told me that he was looking for someone to be his home, and that would I be that person? And of course at the time, because I was so in love, I'm still in love, but energetically, I was like, oh my God, like what an amazing thing for somebody to say, right? Will you be my home? But then it's kind of like, well, where's my home? Why don't I get to be with, if you're my home and I'm yours, why don't I get to be with you, right? There's a little bit of an imbalance there. And it's almost too, your home seems quite, in this rendering, it seems humble. It's kind of reminding me of that movie Up, which I think I'm the only person on the planet that doesn't like that movie, but whatever. It seems humble. Their conception of home is a little bit more involved. And where you're not looking for all of this, you just want a little bungalow. They're under this impression, and this is their lesson, right? They're under this impression that they have to have a castle. If anything less than a castle is not good enough, right? That's something in their insecurity that they feel, this could be stemming from childhood. Maybe they didn't have a lot growing up, and so their ambition is just running wild. And they have a right to be ambitious, right? If that's their path in life. But money doesn't buy happiness or love. Some people think that it does, but it doesn't. We know that. Look, see? 5 of Wands. Fives are difficult. Fives are always difficult. And 5 of Wands talks about chaos and conflict. But this particular 5 of Wands talks about game playing, maneuvering, strategy. Your person is finally understanding, they had a game plan, I'm hearing that they had a game plan and it didn't work. Card is in reverse. It didn't work. Fire signs, I feel like this doesn't impress you. You know why? I just heard this. Because you have your own castle. You have your own castle. You don't really need their castle. Fire signs are notorious for being the trailblazers, the go-getters, the courageous ones, right? I am sure you have your own castle. I am sure you have your own digs and your own abundance and your own tenacity. You have all that. That's not what you wanted. You just wanted your person. But they're under this crazy impression that they need to just give you everything. When is it going to be good enough? When are they going to achieve enough? This is what they're asking themselves right now, but they understand that whatever it is that they thought that they were maneuvering before, it's no longer working out for them. With the connection, got the number 1 card, day and night. Kind of reminiscent of Princess Leia. You or your twin may like Star Wars. Take it as it resonates. That's just an aside. Day and night though, right? We have the moon and the sun here. The sun is in her hands. And the moon here. Day and night kind of talks about ships passing in the night, actually, is what I hear. That there could be something where you feel like you're just on different sides of the world. There's the separation and you're on different sides of the world. And at this time, maybe the things that you both want do not coincide. You know, maybe one of you wants a family and the other one wants career. Take it as it resonates. It's just an example. You also got the number 11, Queen Bee. I'd love to see Queen Bee because anytime I see bees or honey or nectar, sweetness, something, you know, something like that, it's always an indication for me. It's the kind of like a deal that I have with Spirit, that if cards like these show up, images like these with bees show up, then it's an indication that your spirit team is close by. You know, I always wonder, and I don't have the answer to this, as I don't have the answer to a lot of things, but I always wonder that, okay, if we share the same soul with our twin, does that mean our twins also have the same spirit guides that we do? I'm tending towards no, because spirit guides for me are also my ancestors, my passed away loved ones. So I'm tending towards no, but I always think about that. That's something to ponder. But both of your sets of spirit guides, for all intents and purposes, are with you right now. And I will just say it's 1, 1, 1. Take that as a beautiful synchronicity. And like twin energy here, right? Twin energy here. The 2 bees in either hand. Queen Bee also makes me think of Beyonce, so take that as it resonates. Star Wars and Beyonce. But the queen is the one in which the entire hive revolves around. They are attracted to her scent. And so it's kind of telling me that no matter where you are in the world, where your twin is in the world, you will always find each other, whether in the astral, in dreams, or physically. You always just know. Let's pull a clarifier on that one. For the connection spirit. 2 cards came out. 2 of Pentacles in reverse, King of Swords in reverse. So 2 of Pentacles talks about a juggling, multitasking, trying to decide what to put down, King of Swords, Gemini energy, also Aquarius. Talks about discernment. Somebody who is using the mind over the heart to make decisions. Not to say they're not using the heart, but the mind comes first. What makes rational sense in this scenario? Both these cards are in reverse. So it's like saying that you and your counterpart have you have decided for now to put the connection down. Not down forever, but down for right now. And it could be making you frustrated and angry and feeling a sense of a loss of control. Almost like, I'm putting the twin flame connection down because they didn't give me a choice. My twin didn't give me a choice. I felt that like come all the way up from my gut. There's a little bit of resentment there. There's hurt, for sure. What's the advice from Spirit? Number 17, Miss Sunshine. 17 is the star in the major arcana and represents wish fulfillment and healing. This is Spirit talking to you. You specifically, fire signs. 17 representing the star. This is the star at the end of this fishing line in the Hermit card. The star is in the Hermit's lantern, as it were. This tells me that you are on the path to radiating your own light. You are the light. You are the beacon of light. Perhaps the beacon of light that your person is drawn to, and you in them. Right? This feels very synchronous right here. But what also feels synchronous is this one, 30. The white rose of hope. Right? There's another light source there from an unwitting place. These are beautiful cards. I need to use these cards more. There's so much depth to them. Even though we don't see the balloons, there's this idea of levitation. It's like you are spiritually ascending very slowly. And as you ascend spiritually, your light gets brighter and brighter and brighter. Wherever you are, be the light of that place. I just heard that. Wherever you are, be the soul of that place. The white rose of hope is interesting. The white rose appears in the tarot, I think in a couple cards, but most notably in the death card in the Rider-Waite tarot, the standard tarot that everybody usually learns on. Right? It's kind of like this, it's this gesture of renewal. The white rose is this sense of renewal. And I mean, it looks like she has her eyes closed, her hands over her heart, in a protective stance, but also in one that is prayerful, in prayer. Right? Let me channel this bright light and let it emanate out towards my twin. What's clarifying it? The Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in the major arcana is Aries energy. So Aries, you showed up in your own reading. Aries talks about kind of ruling over an empire, right? Ruling over a kingdom. Kind of a little bit of manipulation energy here. When the card is in reverse, there is a loss of control, but this is from the advice from Spirit. They're almost saying surrender. You cannot, and you know what's crazy? So there's kind of pulleys and string here, and then there's string here, right? But it's kind of has an opposite purpose. So it's kind of, the advice is to let go of control. Let go of what is not meant for you. Anytime we meet resistance with something, usually indicates that it's not meant for us. Now, if you're a really tenacious person, resistance to something will not stop you from going after what it is that you want. That's ambition. But really make a smart decision about it, because is it ambition or is it stubbornness? I'm gonna leave it at that, because that feels like a important way to end, and it's an important thing to think about. Are you holding on tightly to your twin because you really want them back, or because you don't know what life looks like without them? Because it's important to remember why the separation happened in the first place. Thank you, Spirit. And that you don't want to repeat that cycle. You don't want your twin to come back before they've spiritually ascended. That I know to be true. Anytime I feel this like overwhelming urge to reach out to my twin, everything in me, I almost like have to throw the phone on the other side of the room, because I made a deal with Spirit, and that deal was he needs to make the first effort, because it was always me. I was always the chaser, and I cannot. So there's something similar going on with you right now, fire signs. It's difficult because this is your energy. This is the fieriest of the fire signs, and it's in the reverse. This is you just having to just say, you know, F it. I'm going to focus on myself. So that's your reading, twins. I hope that this resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Much love to you, twins.